Dyke, you know. Everyone's going really tight though, which is interesting.
It's going to bunch up. There's going to be some bar banging. 30-second board's about to go sideways. We're getting ready here to go racing. A lot of people have got some things to prove. Cade Mosick, Dan Reardon, Monya coming off his first Super Pole victory of the season. He's got a lot to prove. Can he get it done? Gate is about to drop. Here we go. Looks like a good start for that number 3 of Adam Monya. Kurt Gibbs on the inside.
That was an awesome
Cody
start.
Cooper, Luke Stike, Cal Makem. I see Dylan Long in there. They're going to round themselves around.
I nearly had a 1-2 there.
There's Cade Mosick. Mosick's just got in a third. He's going to make a run on Cooper, switching it up. There's Reardon, Monya, Makem. Stike got shuffled back a lot in that second corner.
Yeah, he pushed out really wide in that first turn, and they would have snuck up the inside of him.
There you go. There's Reardon.
Reardon is having a dip first lap.
Reardon's going to go down the inside. See you later, Kurt Gibbs. Dan Reardon just blew by. Monya's going to move around the inside. Oh, Monya's got jammed up. I don't know how he's
off the bike.
Monya's down. Monya's down. I think that was John Phillips right there behind him. Gibbs has gone back to the inside. Wow, this Murray Bridge is turning it on today. Here we go, back and forth. Dan Reardon's going to squeeze Gibbsy again. That's the third time this opening lap that the lead has changed. There's Cody Cooper. Coops is out front early. Now, he hasn't been able to stay out front once he's been out front this season. So let's see what he can do with a good start. Made it to the GoPro Super Pole.
Yeah, he was in the Super Pole, which was good.
So it is Dan Reardon out front, but you know what? I don't think Kurt Gibbs is too worried because this happened in the second moto at Broadford last round, and Gibbs got it back around him with 10 minutes to go and checked out.
Yeah, Gibbs was a little sore last round too after his silly mistakes, but yeah, it's interesting to see here what these guys can do.
Triple, double, triple for Cade Mosick. Cody Cooper there in fourth. Dan Reardon.
His first lap sprint speed is really good. He just puts down and gets a lead, and he sort of can ride it home. Well, it's worked before it happened.
It's been his sort of prerogative, his career when he was so successful here in Australia.
Mosick's going to get him too. This will be interesting to see what happens here with Mosick and Reardon as well.
Oh, I think Mosick. There was no real big secret here in the MX Nationals pits that there was some sparks flying after that opening moto at Broadford, and Cade Mosick has got some points to prove because I think he got a lot of stick in the pits and in the media for sort of making a silly move there on Reardon, and depending on what rider you talk to, Reardon said there was no room, Mosick said it was Reardon's fault and he shut his line off. So either way, if these two get together, there's going to be some sparks.
Yeah, I think for sure. It's just they're not silly, and they got to understand that it is 30 minutes, and I'm sure they're not. So
here we go. 2 minutes into the books. 1 lap in the books.
That's a nice line there. It's maybe a little slower, but just so smooth and just stand up on your pegs.
I don't know if it's slower. I think Gibbsy just really made a charge on that inside to shut him down. But Reardon's looking really impressive over the front of that bike, and he turns the bike so well on an angle with his core and with his hips and how he leans in. Always been a big fan of his style. It's really impressive.
Yeah, he has got a good smooth style. His flat turns are unbelievable. He always used to, back in the day, that lives up very close to me, he used to go do a lot of flat track. Flat track practice that obviously pays off when you can see how good he can turn on flat ground.
So there's a big number 8 there of Cade Mosick. He's in third. He's running it on the backside of Kurt Gibbs, current championship leader. So Reardon's going 3, 2, 3. Same for Gibbs, same for Mosick. Lawson Bopping's just using them long legs.
It's just whatever he wanted there.
Just skipping out. There's Monya. So Monya didn't go down. He must just got jammed up. There's Makem. Dobson.
Actually just there too.
Long. There's Aaron Tanny. Looks like Daniel Banks, the local South Australian rider. Reardon
stands up real nice, like long into the turns as well, which works really well. And like you said, Dre, he uses his body a lot. Like
he doesn't exaggerate it.
No,
but yeah, they're very efficient with it.
Yeah,
Mosick's one of the more aggressive riders, a little bit bigger than Reardon in terms of how he utilises his body weight. Gibbs is, I think he's probably the least animated rider out of the top 3 on the bike. He's
just a European rider.
Yeah, he is very.
Just at the front of him.
Yeah, I'm not even going to mention the diesel comparison anymore because everyone's overhearing about that. But Gibbsy, look at that style in terms of connected to the front of the bike. He's got his chest over, his head high, he's got his hips unlocked. He's riding really well. And you know what? It hasn't even took half the motor. He's right back on Dan Reardon already.
Yeah, he looked like he was just a bit off pace that first lap. And like you said, as we don't want to go back to it, but the diesel, you know, the more laps he does, I guess the more comfortable he feels, and he just twists the throttle a little bit harder. Where Reardon, on the other hand, is just a sprinter from the start.
But you know what? I think Gibbsy's realised that Mosick isn't going anywhere, and he really needs to force the issue, because if Mosick gets around him as well, as you see Gibbs getting a face full of sand from the back of that CDI Yamaha. So your running order right now, 4 minutes into this opening Monster Energy MX1 Moto. Dan Reardon out front, Kurt Gibbs second, third for Cade Mosick, fourth for Lawson Boffing, fifth for Cody Cooper, sixth is Ford Dale, seventh Adam Monya, eighth Luke Stike, ninth Cale Makem, 10th Jesse Dobson, then Dylan Long is 11th, Aaron Tanny 12th, 13th for James Booth Elliott, 14th for John Phillips, 15th for Daniel Banks, Sam Martin running in 16th, Nick Murray 17th, and Tyson Willers rounding out the 18. We're going to throw right now to the whole shot replay as we see someone getting very creative there on the outside. And the gate was controlled by that number 5 of Kurt Gibbs.
He did it really nicely. It hugged the inside and then put him straight in. You can see Stykesy come in second.
I want to see what happened to Stike here. Just got jammed up.
And then I think he lost a lot. And it must have lost a lot in the next bit. Oh, maybe he got a bit stuck in Monia.
Yeah. Definitely not the start that Luke Stike wanted after such a good jump out of the gate. But hey, sometimes that's racing. Talking of racing, Kurt Gibbs is going to go to the inside of Reardon. Here we go, Brendan. Oh!
To be completely honest, I don't think Kirk's going to be very nice about this pass. I think he wants to get it done.
Yeah, I don't think that was intentional, but Reardon definitely knows he's there now. That was a flying number 5 to the inside elbow. He's coming. Whoa, Gibbs, he's got a point to prove. Looks like Reardon's going to tee him up.
Yeah, I don't think Gibbs is going to give it up easy. I think Dan's trying to
play some mind games.
Yeah, I think he is, to be honest, and it's I don't think it's going to work with Gibbsy.
He better not mess around too much though, because that big number 8's going to have something to say about Reardon as well.
Yeah,
there is some beef in the CDI Yamaha pits, and although everyone says that it's been forgotten about and they're going to play nice for the rest of the season, I think Cade Mosick's going to have something to say about that right now. We've got CDI Yamaha 2 and 3, the exact same position they were in last round in the opening Moto. I can't wait to see what happens here. Mosick getting a bit loses the rhythm. It's definitely not faster to skip, in my opinion. Looking at the lap times right here, 1:45 for Reardon, 1:45 for Gibbs, and a 1:45 for Cade Mosick.
That's on the gas.
Cody Cooper in 4th and a 1:46, Monia in a 1:47 in 5th.
You can tell by that second they've got. Yeah, you can tell by the gap they've got to 4th.
Yeah, 3 or 4 laps in, and it's been at least 1 second a lap. They've already opened up a substantial lead on Monia sitting in 5th. And Gibbsy's looking smooth. It seems to me like not a lot happening through this top section of the circuit, and then it really seems to sort of get eventful after the finish. We're going to throw trackside to Aidan Williams.
Seriously to Kurt Gibbs, he's just got out of the CDR sandwich. Have a look, here he is, first place. This is the story though. No love lost between these two. Cade Mosick, Dan Reardon, absolutely filthy on each other after last week. Cody Cooper 4th place. Yeah, Mons, they're all happening around here.
As we see Aidan there trackside getting the full face of Roos from Dan Reardon, really getting amongst it. And as you saw in that shot, Cade Mosick was really up onto the backside of Reardon. We're catching some of the back markers coming through now outside of the top 20. I believe that's John Phillips there. Phillips is going to get ready to pull in.
Yeah,
so that must have been Phillips that went down in the shot there before the spine jump by the finish.
Yeah, right.
Kurt Gibbs on the Moto X KTM out front. That red number 5 looking mighty good right now. He won here last year, and he's been riding a wave of consistency. Even with a bad Moto 1 at Broadford, he still sort of came out smelling of roses. And, you know, I don't want to talk too much detail because I know Moses getting ready to throw a move on Reardon, but you know, Mossy had that in the past where when he had a bad round, his competitors had a worse round. And looking at the championship right now, somehow, Gibbsy had a really horrible first moto, managed to get back to 4th, and the 2 guys he was battling with in the points took each other out and finished way further down. So we're getting ready to throw to a commercial break here. Stay right with us on NRG TV. Welcome back to NRG TV. You're watching all the action live here from round 4 at Murray Bridge. Kurt Gibbs still out front. Number 5 Moto Race KDM picking up where we left off 1 lap ago. But Dan Reardon has got the message from Cade Mosig, and he's closed right back up on Gibbs.
Yeah, interesting to see. Dan is, you know, a bit of a veteran, I guess, and he's obviously found where he was a little bit slower, where Kirk was faster. He's picked up on that.
We're only 10 minutes in. There is lots of racing here. Monster Energy MX1 class is going to go 2 30-minute motos plus 1 lap for the day. So we got 20 minutes plus a lap of racing time to go here. Definitely lots of time to see if Reardon can size up Gibbs again. Interesting to see Gibbsy going wide there.
Trying some different stuff.
Yeah. But, you know, you do see this in the MX1 class where the riders will surge for a minute, and then they'll try some different lines, and if it doesn't work for 1 lap, you know, Gibbs isn't going to freak out because Reardon catches him again.
Yeah.
He'll just put his head down and go, okay, that line didn't work, or this combination of lines. Like, you can see they're running completely different lines here. Reardon's going to make it up on the entrance, and Gibbs is going to make it up on the exit. So, there's more than one way to get around this racetrack, and these guys need to know both, because later in the moto, we've got 20 minutes left. This is going to be a completely different racetrack by the end.
Yeah, 100%. I didn't mind Dan's line there because it held really tight and made the track shorter, and it was smooth coming into the turn too.
It's definitely smooth, but then we saw Taika riding around the outside of everybody, so I don't know if that's always the fastest way around. I really don't want to see Cade Mosig lose track of Dan Reardon. He's got to stay close.
Yeah, you can't let it slip now. You've just got to stay in there and make the passes easy. Make it easier for yourself at the end of the moto, to be honest.
Mosig last week having a really bad day, and he's dropped him to 35 points back in the championship, as did Reardon. Reardon's 2 DNFs down now, so there's not really any championship threat for Gibbs right here with these boys being there. But Luke Stike, the current 2nd place in the championship, he's in 6th, so Stike's definitely charging through. As we see the awesome shot of him heading down the back. Another lap in the books. 145 for Gibbs, 145 for Reardon, and a 145 for Cade Mosig. So again, a full second faster than Cody Cooper and Adam Monya in 4th and 5th.
You can see Reardon running a lot of those lines. Like right up the inside, you know, right bang, and then just drops into the rut.
It's somewhat of a, you know, he seems to be making up a lot of time on the entrances, but he's definitely not holding the exit speed as much as Gibbs is. So.
Yeah, that's true.
But if he can catch Gibbs, we see Stike bouncing through there, he's definitely going to be putting a wheel in every corner.
Yeah.
So there's Stike, there's Dylan Long. So Stike's been coming through. I really would have liked to see what he could do with a good start. It's a shame he blew wide in that corner.
Right, nice. Interesting to see how the track's shaping up. It's not quite getting as ruddy as I thought it was going to be. Still, I guess the TV doesn't look justice. We go walk on the lunch break and see how big they actually are.
It's definitely getting you know, square edge and deep. You know, I'm a little surprised how sandy it looked in qualifying, and now it's really firmed up.
It's hardened up a lot, actually.
You know, last year they didn't rip the track close to as deep, and it's a very similar riding surface. So I'm not sure if you know, you do see that with Sandtrax though, Brendan. A few years into the facility, being there for a while now, the good dirt continually getting pushed off the top, it goes harder underneath, and that's eventually what you end up racing on.
Yeah, exactly. And this is not all the way through sand. It's just, it's always been loamy on top, and like you say, that's exactly how Lurk shows. It just pushes off the top, and you have that. Oh, I'm gonna write it down here.
Oh, who is that? That is the 410. Don't have an ID on him right now. Looks like Jones.
It's Darcy Jones. I think he's a Queensland guy. It's not good to see at all if he's alright.
Jones is all sorts of shook up, but he looks like he's okay. Just got the wind knocked out of him a little bit there. We're going to go back to Luke Stike there on 26. Stike currently in 6th, trying to chase down Adam Monya. Last lap time was a 147. Mons was a 146, so he's got some work to do. If he's going to catch Mons, behind Stike is Dylan Long, the Victorian privateer. Then it's Cale Macon behind him. In 8th, 9th for Dobson. Booth Elliott, the South Australian, having a really good ride in 10th.
Yeah, he's down here, local round, I guess. It's good. It's good to see.
Luke Stike on camera. As you can see, Cody Cooper and Adam Monya there just coming out of the corner. So Stike's got about 5 or 6 seconds to make up if he wants the challenge for 5th and then 4th position. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do it, but we do have 15 minutes to go plus 1 lap. So things starting to settle down here. If we look at the lap times for the leaders, last lap 46s all the way through the top 3. So they're definitely still moving.
Yeah, that's on the gas still.
7 laps into the books, 15 minutes plus 1 lap to go. We're exactly at the halfway point. Back out front with your leader, number 5, Motor X KTM, Kurt Gibbs. Dan Reardon
still right there.
I really want to see Mosey get up onto Reardon and make this a 3-way battle.
Yeah, interesting to see what Reardon is doing here.
Oh, he's right there.
If Reardon's trying to find somewhere where he can make a pass and just make it happen, or just to see what he's thinking. He's a very tactical and strategic rider. Yeah,
he's calculated, but at the same time, I don't care who you are and how strategic you are, Brendan. You know, as a racer yourself, if you're out front and someone sits on your rear fender for 20 minutes, you're not really going to be too worried anymore.
Yeah, especially, but then again, saying that, when then Dan's got Cade right there, I don't think he's going to be.
Yeah, he wants to get. I don't think anyone wants to wait to make this happen. For Kurt Gibbs, the longer Reardon and Mosey are behind him, he's just going to get, pretty much more comfortable hearing their bikes and not too worried.
I know if I was Dan, I wouldn't want to be there because I'd be so over getting that roost off the back of that KTM 450. It doesn't feel very nice.
No, at least here, 4th round in, we finally get some softer dirt, but on the flip side, it still firms up enough when you're getting roosted. It doesn't feel nice at all.
Not one bit.
We've talked about this for the viewers at home. If you want to know what 450 roost feels like from a factory motorcycle, just go ahead and go to a paintball range, put a helmet on and goggles, and stand behind a paintball gun with no jersey on, and that's pretty much how it feels. We don't recommend you do that at home, folks, but that's pretty much what getting roosted feels like. Mosey and Reardon just cat and mouse. That's Ford considerably further back. Ford Dow currently running right now outside of the top 20.
Yeah, he's made a mistake or
gone down or something. Yeah. So that's definitely not what we want to see for Ford Dow. Former MX2 champion in the championship a few years ago, and Ford's been struggling with injuries and coming back. So really hoping he can find his feet. I'm a big Ford Dow fan. Love his riding style and
nice kid too.
Yeah, really good dude. Really good dude. Shame to see him so far back right now, but it's only one race. He can definitely turn it around in Moto 2. Gibbs has opened up a little bit of a gap on Reardon, and this top 3 are just playing cat and mouse.
Yeah, one gaps and then one reels in, one goes a bit further. This is normally, Kirk's strong pointers from now on in the Motos too.
I think Cade is really fast around this back section.
As we've seen in the Pro Lights Moto there with Caleb and was it Luke at the start, was it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ford not quite comfy, tripling in there.
Coming close to the 20-minute mark, we're getting into Kurt Gibbs territory here. 10 minutes plus a lap. If you give him a sniff of a win, he very, very rarely gives these up this year. That rut's getting very hooked. See Mosey making a bit of a bobble there and just turning with the rear wheel. Let's see if Reardon's still running this inside.
This is all the bumps there. It's nice.
It is a nice
line.
line.
Cade opens the turn right up too.
Carries a little bit more exit speed, but gets jammed up. So, them insides for Reardon, like you say, flat track and turning really tight on the edges of them tyres. It's working for him at the moment. Saving a lot of energy, but Gibbs just looks like he's starting to edge away a little bit.
Interesting to see how aggressive Cade makes the pass if he does.
I mean, I'm hoping he gets onto the back of him, and we're going to get some good value for our money here on NRG TV, because Mosey is getting onto the backside of Dan Reardon. We've got 10 minutes plus a lap to go, so there's plenty of time. If Mosey was smart about it, he would make a very, very clean move.
Yeah, and there's no reason why Cade can't get past Dan if he's feeling good and get into Kirk there too.
If Mosey starts worrying too much and fixating up on the back of Reardon, that's going to allow Gibbs to get away, and that's not what either of them want. And I think if Mosey puts down Dan Reardon again, Craig Dack might lose his mind.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see where this goes. Cade Mosey, number 8 on the CDI Yamaha, on camera now with his teammate.
Actually spent a little bit of time at Cade's this week, a day there, and Cade looked really good. The track was prepped good. They had a lot of rain in Melbourne, and he got some perfect practice for this weekend.
He was out there with Jack Simpson, a few of the other Victorian guys putting in laps, getting ready.
Yep.
Cade's house just up the road from mine, and it's pretty soft terrain there. Good practice for here at Murray Bridge.
Yeah, it was perfect. The track looked so good.
But here we go. Mosey's he's going to start trying to squeeze Reardon. He's right on him, and he's a lot closer than the lap before. We're going to throw to an ad break right now. Stay with us to see if Cade Mosey can get around Dan Reardon here on NRG TV. We're back on NRG TV. Mosig and Reardon still going at it for second position. Looks like Dan's been able to really put a few bike lengths. Now this is where it's going to get interesting, Brendan. We got 10 minutes plus a lap to go, and the back markers are starting to come up. Can Gibbs get around everybody clean?
That's interesting. As we always say, for you guys, the new viewers here, is we have a system that is the blue flag, which means the slow riders have to get out of the way. But as being the leader, he's the first person to see the lappers. So they're not quite expecting, they still could be battling for a position in the moto. But once Gibbsy gets past him, they're going to expect more people to pass.
They really are, as you see there. He gets around the 55. Gibbs does. Now
pulls straight out of the way.
Is going to get out of the way for Reardon, as Mosig's going to he got jammed up there. It's really roll of the dice, and the blue flag system does not mean give up your race.
Yeah,
it means
hold your line.
Hold your line. They're coming through. So a lot of people misconstrue that. The privateers and the guys further down the field, they got every right to race for their position. They're not going to make it to the point where they just give up their race for the leaders to go through. So it's part of racing. And it's going to be part of this race, because right now Dan Reardon is right on the back of Kurt Gibbs. They've got some clear track in front of them. Cade Mosig's doing everything he can to hold on to the back of Reardon. Gibbsy gets a really good drive coming on this tabletop. We've got 8 minutes plus 1 lap, so we're in about 3 to 4 laps to go, and a lot of cat and mouse here. I don't know if Reardon's going to be able to get the move done. He needs to get it done now while Mosig's a little bit further back.
He's got a bit of breathing room, yeah, so if he doesn't quite make it, he can lose a little bit of time without having Mosig jammed in there and losing 2 positions.
If he goes for the move and gets jammed up, Mosig's going to blow right around him.
Yeah, both of them maybe.
2 for 1. My favourite kind of shopping right there. Let's see if Mosig can get it done.
See, Mosig's gone straight back on there. His speed's good.
It really is, but also for Cade Mosig, I'm starting to feel like there's only really 2 good lines on any racetrack. Here at Murray Bridge, you got the cushion where Kurt Gibbs is, and then you got the flat track where Dan Reardon is, and that's really it. So for Mosig, he's trying to pick a line out of 2 that are already taken. This is really good action here. In the Monster Energy MX1 class, we've got a repeat of the Sakamoto with, the Sakamoto Broadford last round with Gibbs out front, Reardon in second. Throw Cade Mosig in there for good measure with all the CDI Yamaha drama from last round. We couldn't write a better script right here, except for maybe having Luke Stike up there.
Yeah, definitely.
Here we go. Putting another lap in the books. And Reardon getting a little bit scrappy, not normally something we see from Dan Reardon, but Mosig's here is where he catches everybody.
Yeah, because he's really aggressive. He's snappy and he's really quick in that tight stuff.
I think where it's sandy is maybe losing him a bit of time. He's getting too deep in there and sort of burying that Yamaha slightly. We're going to go down trackside now with Aidan Williams.
Well, how much more action could you ask for this? In just a second, we're going to see Kurt Gibbs, the local boy. He's still leading this one. Here he comes on the KTM. Oh, have a look at that kicker. Reardon, Mosig, still no love lost, and yet they're still going at it, bar to bar, all the way to the finish. Not much left in this one now. It's going to be interesting to see who takes it. Anybody's game.
That was Aidan, trackside, 1, 2, and 3, blowing straight by our cameras here on NRG TV. That's an awesome shot, Brendan, with them riders coming so close to the side of the track there.
Yeah, it gives you a bit of a perceptive of how fast they're actually going.
Yeah, that's ground speed. I was saying to Aidan earlier when we opened the show, we see this weekend, we are here week in, week out, Brendan, and it's very rare that you sort of get surprised by the speed of the track or whatever it is. But I tell you what, I was watching qualifying here in the MX1 class, and I was blown away by how fast these guys were moving.
Yeah, the track is overall just a faster track everywhere, not in bits and pieces. It's just
everywhere.
There's
an average speed here that is a lot faster than we've seen all season.
Which is good to mix everything up, and I feel this is one of the better race tracks, I feel so, because it's not so many tight turns, a lot more open turns, and obviously speed.
I think we could definitely say the racing's been better this round than not than the rest of the season, because we've had some pretty good racing every round. I think just the 2015 season as a whole, in comparison to last year, I have not seen racing this good in a long time. But right now, it is Kurt Gibbs out front with Daniel Reardon and Cade Mosig running second and third. We're going to throw to an ad break. Stay with us for more racing action here on NRG TV. Welcome back, guys. NRG TV. Kurt Gibbs is still out front. Last lap time for Gibbsy was a 48. Last lap time for Reardon, well, 48.1 for Gibbs, 48.3 for Reardon, 48.7 for Mosig. They're separated by tenths of a second here, Brendan.
Yeah, and Monier and Stykesy also on 48. So these top five they're really on the gas.
They're moving, and Mosig just can't seem to get any closer than a couple bite lengths on Reardon, and it seems like Reardon can't get any closer than a few bite lengths.
I just think these guys are just, there's not much quicker you can go. Like, these guys are riding good, consistent, and it's one makes a little mistake, the other one pulls, and then vice versa.
It really is. It's a cat and mouse, and I think there's just not that much prime real estate left when you get up, and them guys are running this speed. For Reardon to make a move on Gibbs, so he's going to really have to pull something out of the bag.
Yeah, it was good around there, I think.
Nice line there for, yeah, oh, here we go. Sorry, cut you off there, Brendan. Let's see what we can do.
I think that's already Mosig, is it or not?
Yeah, no, I think Mosig, he definitely got the deal done there. Is that Mosig in second? Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know what's happened there.
No, that was that corner. I think Reardon just got shut down. Mosig squared him up and squeezed him into that inside. So with about 3 laps to go, we're 27 minutes plus 1 lap. So we've got 3 minutes plus a lap to go here.
That's still a bit of racing.
There's enough racing for Cade Mosig to get this done. I don't know if Mosig slammed Reardon off camera. I wonder if we got our wish there with a good battle, but it didn't seem to materialise on camera for us, unfortunately. Mosig, I don't think Gibbs is going to notice the difference. It's going to be a CDI Yamaha guy wearing them luminous Fox colours, the team running uniform, as does Gibbsy and Styke running the identical TLD KDM setup. It's really hard to tell them guys apart sometimes.
Yeah, I think Cade's going to go for the win here. He's pushing, and it looks like he's back onto the rear there of Kirk. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, like I was saying for Kurt Gibbs, it's just another Yamaha behind him now.
He wouldn't know whether he's changed positions or not.
No, it's just another blue bike, except for looks like Moses is a little bit dirtier than Reardon is. He's been eating roost for about 27 minutes here.
From 2 bikes.
Oh, there's about 2 minutes, 2 minutes plus a lap.
They still might get another 2 laps, yeah.
Moses on a 147 the last lap.
They will get through, yeah.
On a 148. Reardon on a 151. So Moses your fastest man on the track in the top 3 right now. And he is letting it all hang out. Cade Mosey's got a point to prove after his results at Broadford. Looks like he's dealt with the drama of his teammate Dan Reardon. He's put Reardon in the 3rd. He's going after Kurt Gibbs. So let's see what he can do. But that number 5 is just super solid. Mosey's going to cut. Same line as Gibbs. 28 minutes, 45 seconds. So we're going to have 2 laps to go here, Brendan. 2 laps is a long time to be running out front with Cade Mosey breathing down your neck. If he can get close enough to put a wheel on Gibbs, you think Gibbs is going to give this one up?
I definitely don't think Gibbs is going to give it up, but I also don't think Cade wants to get second either. He lost some points last week.
He really did. Mosey's got a point to prove, and he is riding like it. I'm surprised to see Reardon drop him that far back here.
I think it's just the first time he's sort of led with it having all the heavy hitters right there. So I think he's done a pretty good job to be up there that long.
Yeah, he has. I mean, yeah. I'm just surprised that Reardon's fitness is renowned for being this good, and either Mosey jammed him up pretty good there, or he's just gone ahead and said, hey, I'm in it for the weekend, not just the first race. He might be looking at the overall. You know Reardon gets good starts in the second motos and puts himself out front early. He did it at every round so far this year.
Yeah, definitely. Just going to see the 450 line there is going over that little inside hump where the 250s need to carry that speed to get down this big straight.
The 450s have that luxury of being able to...
lappers here. See if Kirk can sneak straight up the inside there.
Yeah, Kirk's going to move the 46 machine out of the way. There is Mosig. Lucky to not get jammed up. He's going to go 3.23 and keep this show on the road. Lap times 148. Last lap around for Gibbs, 149 for Mosick, 149 for Reardon. So Gibbs is actually putting a charge on. We got a lap and a half to go, but Mosick, he is so fast after the rollers.
He is,
I don't know what he does
aggressive.
different, but he just carries so much momentum off that tabletop. He's going to be on the back of Kurt Gibbs now.
He is coming up to a lot of lappers too.
Got Aaron Tanny there in the 18. I think Tanny's running in 13th position, so these guys have lapped almost into the top 10.
Yeah, these guys are on the gas.
The running order with 1 lap to go. Gibbs, Mosick, Reardon, top 3. Then Monya's 4th, Stike 5th, Cooper 6th, Dylan Long 7th, 8th for Bopping, 9th for Dobson. There's a rider down there.
Yeah,
It's not
Macon.
Dobson at 9th, Booth Elliott 10th, Murray 11th, 12th for Macon, 13th for Tanny, 14th for Banks, 15th for Tyson. Willers,
Last lap. Here we
Last
go.
lap.
Mosick's right there.
let's get it on, Brendan Harrison. We've got 1 lap to go, and we've got Kurt Gibbs out front. Cade Mosick in second. He's dealt with Daniel Reardon. He's been eating roost for 30 minutes. Is he going to make the move?
Well, as we've seen in the whole of the Moto, he's quick at the last part of the track.
Which is bad news for Gibbs, because if he's going to want to protect his line and run this one home, if Mosick can get within a bike length before the whoops, it might be a lot for Gibbs to handle coming into this last few corners.
At least it works into Gibbs' hands here. He's got no lappers this time.
Clear track. It's going to be a fair race to the finish by the look of it. Mosick's going to run this tight. He's sort of not quite got that Reardon line on the inside, but Gibbsy blows really wide there.
Yeah, he sort of those 2 turns in one there.
But he definitely makes it work through the rollers. I don't think Mosick's got this line off camera. I don't know what he does, but watch him come across this corner
right
here.
up.
We're going to see number 8 right about now.
Oh, he's
Had to go to the inside. I don't know if that's going to be enough to get it. Nah, he ain't close enough. Saying that, there is a few corners left, but I don't see Kurt Gibbs giving this one up now. Mosick needed to be closer. They've dispatched down Reardon. Reardon's gone about 10 seconds back. So I think Reardon's just gone ahead and rode this one out.
Yeah, I think he's, like you said, he's definitely, I think he is tired, definitely. But just running that race pace with these guys up front for that long, it's going to do that to you.
That was an intense train battle, 1, 2, and 3. Kurt Gibbs, the Motorex KTM, looks like Mosick's accepted the fact that he is not going to get the job done here, but what a fantastic ride for Mosick, and what a fantastic ride for this man. Number 5, the Motorex KTM of Kurt Gibbs is going to take the victory here. Race 1 of the Monster Energy MX1 class. Kurt Gibbs takes the victory. Cade Mosick in second. Dan Reardon is going to round out the top 3. So that's a good ride for Reardon. Solid after last weekend. Waiting for the 4th position to come through. It is Adam Monya rounding out your top 4. There's Cody Cooper to the top 5. And we're going to throw to an ad break here. Kay, right back with us on NRG TV.